Rupesh, you're looking good, man, with your beard and all. I like that.
Thank you so much.
You have a ponytail also?
Not yet built. In the
Not
process
yet.
of building.
Okay. Something I've never grown, ponytail. Or I could have also called myself the ponytail guru. The
You
pony
do adorn.
the
You
ponytail
do adorn it.
the ponytail guru on a pony. Very nice. So Rupesh, very interesting work you're doing, my friend. I have your speech open in front of me. So where are you based, Rupesh?
I'm based out of Hyderabad. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. And Cyber Jagriti is your organization, is it?
Yes, yes.
When did you start this?
We started last year in the month of November.
Okay, very
We are
good.
gonna complete an anniversary this month.
Very nice. So November you started. So immediately after your fellowship you started, is it?
Both started actually parallelly.
Okay. What is both?
My organization and the fellowship.
Oh, is it? Very good. Yeah. Happy to know that. So tell me, Rupesh, if I had to introduce you with 7 words, 7 separate words, not a sentence, how would you like to be introduced? Like, what are the roles which you hold near and dear to your heart? Like Nishant holds son, brother, entrepreneur, right? What would you hold dear to your heart? Right, Nishant? Those are the
Yes.
roles. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. The words which I would like to hold with me would be, one thing is cyber evangelist.
Just give me a minute. I'll just
Yes,
note
yes.
it down, right? Cyber evangelist. Very nice. I like that. I,
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur. Don't mind my asking you this. Whenever I use this word evangelist, a lot of people tell me not to use it because unfortunately I'm stuck with a Christian name. Since that religion was slapped onto me by my parents. Though I don't want to believe it and I don't believe it. What faith were you born in? I mean, what faith was slapped onto you by your parents?
Sorry.
What faith does your family come from? What is the
Hindu.
Hindu? Okay, so then evangelist won't be a problem. Because the moment Christian sounding names use it, they say these guys are converting people. So, okay, entrepreneurs. Then
Then a trainer, because I do a lot of training.
what cyber training?
Yes, more
So
of cyber training.
so should we call it a
Yes,
cyber
yes.
trainer,
Yeah.
or should we call you a cyber coach?
Not much. Not yet a coach. It's a
Okay,
long journey.
okay, very
Yeah.
nice. This young man knows the difference. I like that. Very
Yeah.
good. Many
Yeah.
people use the word trainer, mentor, coach, just like that. I mean,
See, like if I want to just say, I can say I'm a cyber guru, but I'm not a cyber guru.
I like
I'm
this
not
boy.
that.
I like this boy even more. This boy is a true Rex Karmavir Global Fellow. Sorry, yeah, Youth Fellow.
Yeah. Next is a change maker.
Okay, we say change champion. Is that fine? We don't use change maker in our thing. The reason being that we cannot make we cannot make change. We can
No,
champion
I am a change maker fellow. That's the reason I was quoting that I am a change maker.
change maker fellow.
Yeah. So
From
it's by Prava Delhi. I'm not
okay,
sure if you have
okay,
heard of that.
yeah. Of course, I know Ashraf very well.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I'm a
but
change maker fellow over there. That's the reason I'm quoting I'm a change maker.
okay,
Else
okay,
I am
okay,
not having.
okay. Then
I lost how many words did I share? I think it's 4.
very good. That's 4. Yeah, of course you used more words, but for 4 roles you've given me.
Yes, yeah.
Technically, we've crossed 7 words, but that's fine. You can go ahead and give me more roles.
Yes, definitely. So the 5th one would be digital citizen,
Digital citizen, very nice. That's a new one for me.
or you can claim it as netizen.
Okay,
If you want to say clearly, it's a netizen.
netizen. So, what does a netizen exactly do?
Netizen is like it's a posh term of digital citizen or the person. Suppose you are now using this platform, or you're using a phone, but you don't know the basic things when you what you should when you're driving a vehicle, you don't know if you know the road signs, if you know the rules and regulations, all that. If when you are using internet, if you know those rules and regulations, then you're called a netizen.
Oh, I
In my
see.
in my
Okay.
opinion, I see.
I had always heard this word. I didn't know what it meant. Thank you for teaching me that. Very nice. Excellent. So, if you know all the guidelines of using the internet and the phone, only then you're a netizen. So, I can't use
If
it.
not a phone, I would say more of internet.
Okay. Acha, how to use
Because
the.
phone, yes, if you say I know Nokia phone, then I would say yeah, then you're not a netizen.
So, what you're saying is that only if you know the netiquette, only if you have
Ah,
the netiquette, then you're a netizen. Okay. Very good. Very nice. I like that. I learned that today. Thank you so much. Very nice, Rupesh. Go ahead. Next.
mm, next, I'm out of words. Then this. Yeah, I can say I'm young. Yes, I'm young. Youth,
Okay. Youth leader. Very
youth
nice.
leader. Yes,
Okay.
out of one word. And yeah, last word I would say I'm a Karmveer.
Okay. Very nice. Karmavir. Youth leader. That happened after a lot of afterthought. Like there was some doubt or something about that. The youth part, the young part. Is all okay?
No, that's quite okay. But that's the thing, myth of regarding my age. No one knows my age yet.
Ah, okay. Okay. Very good. Now you got us intrigued. Very nice. So shall we begin?
Yes, 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 please.
All right. Namaste, Rupesh ji.
Namaste.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much.
Since
Hope the same.
nobody can guess your age, I guess it's best to call you Rupesh G, like Kenny G, right? Okay. So Rupesh, you're a cyber evangelist, you're an entrepreneur, you're a cyber trainer, you're a change champion or a netizen who understands the netiquette of how to operate and behave on the internet, behave with the internet. You're a youth leader, and you're of course one of our ex Karmavir Global Fellows and a Karmavir Award, Karmavir Chakra Award recipient, a Karmavir in the making, and a Karmavir by action. So Rupesh, the where are you, Rupesh? Is all okay, Rupesh?
Yes, yes,
Or
yes.
you have so why have you gone into hiding?
No, 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 no. It was a little technical issue.
Okay, okay, that's right. So I was
In
just
between.
wondering. Yeah, normally that happens to me when people are introducing me at a live talk. Then I want to go under the table. So I thought that was happening to you. So you're all of that. I'm very glad to have you here because, before we started the session, the the brief conversation we had really kind of energized me to understand that you really espouse and live and practice the principles, the guiding principles and values that we advocate at the Rex Karmavir Global Fellowship Mission. So I'm very happy to note that, and I think you would be a great inspiration because the whole idea of the Mojo Inspirator life leadership and learning to learn lessons is to inspire our young leaders, students, and children, and even their parents that hey, don't worry if there are no jobs out there. Don't worry if there are no career options out there because of the economic breakdown and the pandemic lockdown. You can create your own path. You can find your own way and be inspired by all our missionary passepreneurs like Rupesh. That's another role we can add to your name now. Missionary passepreneur like Rupesh, who are creating their own way, paving their own way, and also mentoring and training others to create and pave their own way. So, Rupesh, you have 9 minutes to tell us your story and about your life journey. Okay. At 9 minutes, where you get exclusive screen time, we'll all disappear from the screen. And after 7 minutes is when I will appear on the screen again, which is your cue that you got 2 minutes left. And then we'll have a brief insight sharing session between the two of us, you and me. After which Itu and Nishant will have a brief session with you. And then we have our two young fellows and influencers, Anansha and Tulsi, who will also pose some thought provoking questions and insights to you. Okay. Are we good with that?
Yes, yes.
So your time starts now. It's exactly 4:24, and we are going to go off the screen. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Rupesh Mittal, founder director of Cyber Jagriti Foundation. It's been a year being Rex Karamveer awardee and a fellow at Rex Karamveer. So I'll start with a small quote or the reason why I am a change maker or I have started my journey of change is with nowadays you see if you want to drive a vehicle, you know, or you at least try to learn what is meant by a red light, what is meant by a yellow light, what is meant by green light. You know, at least these three things. You know, if you see a red light, it means yes, you're not supposed to go forward. Yellow, yes, you're supposed to. Okay, you are in off condition. You can start your acceleration. And green says yes, ready. Just boom up. Okay, and that's how your process implements. Okay, so that is when you are using internet. What do? You do not do anything. You just go out, take a geo connection or take a mobile connection, just start using internet. You don't know what are the good bad privacy, what is meant by data, what is when you're clicking that share button, accept, allow, you don't know what is going in the background, you don't know those things, and you just start using it. It started actually in the year 2016, that era of age when geo, geo launched its free version of software using. Okay, so with that, many even adults, previously it was only majority of the youth who were online or who were using internet, but now it is with the adults, children, and everyone, every age above, I can say. Even a child now wants to have, even a child now is on internet and is using a tablet. If you see a small kid now, okay, if you see a small kid now, he asks for mobile phone. He asks, if you people, your parents are also, it's not a child's mistake only over there. Parents are also using, the telephone or the mobile phone or that video gaming device to engage the children. So one thing, it affects on their health. Next thing, it affects in their life also a lot. Nowadays, the digital gadget is your personality. It has become your image on that. uh, if you go to Google and just check your activities on that, I'm not giving any practical session on here, but if you see, your phone captures each and everything that you do. If you just understand the logistics behind, if you go and check, hey Google, it is responding to you. It means that your audio, see, my phone has responded now. If I say hey Google, it is responding that. It means that your phone is listening to each and everything of whatever you're doing outside of that. It is listening to my conversation with you also. So that is that range, that digital platform has learned or gone back. So in order to educate people on that, in order to, yes, this is the concern, what you should do, what you should not do, what are the do's and don'ts, what are each and everything of that, I started with my journey of cyber jagrati last year in the same time, in the month of October. We celebrate October as National Cyber Awareness Month, in which we spread a lot of awareness on what is internet and all those things, and we do a lot of activities also on that. So I got a thought, many incidents were reported. I'm very much known on social media, and I also take physical sessions to various colleges and schools. So people started approaching me, so I have this problem, what should I do on that? And I asked you, why did you get into this problem? The answer was, I don't know. I didn't know that this can happen, I didn't know that this can happen. So I thought, let's change this I don't know to I know stuff, and we started this program of cyber jagrati on November 2nd, 2019. And it's I'm very much glad to share the 1 year anniversary of that with you all. Coming to my, who am I, where did I grow up, how do I know about all those things, how, what makes me eligible, or what certifies me to share this knowledge of cyber ethics or cyber knowledge with you. So I come a very typical background. My parents are not that much educated. I started my education, everything, in Hyderabad. I'm based out of Hyderabad in India, Telangana in specific, if you want to ask me the state. And my education is more on computer science. I have done my bachelor's in computer science and engineering, and later on, in my bachelor's actually taught me a lot of stuff. uh, all of you here might, if you were in this field of science. Nishan, do I need to close my camera? Okay,
You
so
can continue.
sorry. Yes. Uh, where was I? Yeah. So my bachelor's has actually taught me all this. So I think many of you might be in from either a science or a biology background or an arts background. You might have said, yeah, I'm going to join into IIT, yeah, I'm going to join into a NEET, if you're from medical background, or a medical college and all. So you might have set your own standards and all. So in the same was the case with me. So I have said, like, yes, in NIT or in IIT is where I'm going to go. State level colleges were not even in my consideration. So in my times over there, so we, in that year only, we get started off, the IP score was into consideration, and sudden change came, and they started considering IP score. Then we in that, my IP score wasn't that good. I got a 96% in my IP, but that doesn't matter. If you know the IP's score, like an even a single mark changes. So with that, my score didn't go well, and I couldn't get an admission into IITs and NITs. But I got a good rank. I got a 1300 rank in the state set exam, and I got into the top college of this local state. But as such, my interest was still in there in that. So I thought of, like, let's write it once again, and I'll write the exam again next year. But my parents wasn't agreeing with that, because the college in which I got selected is just 2 kilometers from my house. And they were pretty, yeah, you can understand the parent things on that. So I was, no, 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 this is not my cup of tea. I can't, it wasn't feel like, that's no state college. It was like on ego thing, something like that on me. I cannot go with a state level college. So then a lot of counseling, my teachers and all spoke to me, and a lot of things happened. They said me, like, see, you're having this admission and all, you can, you're having food on your plate, why to throw it? Just join it, and then if you can write the exam, and if you get the seat next year, you can join that, leave this college and join that. So that's how it started. So I have think, like, this is not my cup of tea, I'm not a person of this college. And I started exploring the stuff, the life, from there. So this is how my exploration started. And then I started attending all various workshops and all, and I got introduced to BITS Pilani, it's Hyderabad campus, where I met my mentor over there. He It was a workshop on ethical hacking there. So hacking term would be very fancy at that time. So I started there, and I got my interest in there. In 2000, from 2015, I started my career in this field of cybersecurity, and today I am here in front of you. So this is how. And then I have done my certifications. I have learned from various institutes outside and here and there. I have visited, I got opportunity with my gurus over there, Manishi and Saina ji. They got me opportunities into. I then started training the law enforcement. I trained the police department on how to do cybercrime investigation. I trained the defense how to do investigation, how to do collect intelligence, and all those things, various things I do deal with law enforcement. Also, last year in 2019, I got opportunities to work with not only Indian government but also with other state governments. So this is how I started. And post this in 2000, late 2019, in the end of 2019, the cyber awareness month. After that, you know what the story happened. It started with the cyber jagrati program.
Are you done with your talk?
Yes, yes.
Very nice. Excellent. So, very happy listening to your story, Rupesh. And tell me, what inspired you to get into this space of, cyber awareness, cyber hacking? What was the inspiration behind this? Considering the fact that a person like you, who you spoke in your journey about how your parents come from very, very humble backgrounds and a background, and I'm sure that their expectation would have been that you would join a job and fend for yourself and fend for them. uh, so what inspired you to walk on your own path and do something which is unusual, because not many people get into the space? Tell me. I can't hear you. you'll have to unmute yourself. Yeah.
So sorry with that. Yeah. So as said earlier, so I was just a freelance trainer. I used to go train the people, come back. But what happened is in and during this last year, in the same time in the month of October and a few other months. So when I was started, when I got in, I was getting introduced. Like see, our speaker who is here, he also deals with the police department. He has, he trains the police department. Then
Right.
students and faculties, moreover, the faculties started approaching in the Q&A sessions and all. Sir, this has happened with me. This
Right.
crime has happened with me. What should I do that? What should I do that? And if you also hear from various law enforcement speakers, the IPS officers, they will say that awareness is only the key which can help us prevent the growth of the cyber crimes which are happening nowadays.
Right. Very nice.
So
Very nice.
this, sir, things like this encouraged me, motivated me. And yes, Karamveer also motivated, because at the same time, parallel, it was parallel. Then I started my program, and also in the parallel, I one of my friends suggested me about this, and we applied for that. And then getting selected for the Karamveer also gave me some, yes, something we are doing for good,
Very
because
nice.
someone
Excellent.
has, at that end, it was only me I was doing. I don't know whether it is good or bad. Someone else, other person who even doesn't know me, who don't know anything of my background, says that yes, you're doing a right job, you're at the right place. That
Right.
actually motivated a lot to go
Very
me on
nice.
my path.
Very nice. So I'm seeing that you're driven by a purpose to create some awareness, to do something good in this space, because this is a space which is getting misused a lot, right? And that's where ethical hacking comes in. And I'm very happy that we nominated and chose you for the Rex Karmavir Global Youth Fellowship last
Pleasure.
year and had you as our fellow in the cohort 2019. Because, like I said earlier, you seem to be advocating and, I mean, practicing all the values that we espouse and advocate. And that's exactly what kind of inspires us to find young fellows like you. And that's exactly the mission also of the Rex Karmavir Global Youth Fellowship and the Mojosh Inspirator Life Leadership and Learning to Learn Success Summit. Where your mentoring session will be accessed by several students and young leaders who probably would get inspired to do something in the cyberspace like you. Yeah, we have another fellow of ours whose name is Rakshit Tandon. And Rakshit started as a bronze medal recipient. And now last year was given after almost a 5-6 year journey, because we've been seeing his consistent work. And after 5-6 years, he's now finally was chosen for the Rex Karmavir, sorry, for the Karmavir Jyoti Award, the Karmavir Puraskar Jyoti Award. So that is what exactly we're trying to do. We're trying to bring people together, especially the youth, and say that, hey, find your own way, create your own way, because even if you're not getting a job, don't worry, there is still hope. And that's the that's the mission, that's the objective of the Mojotion Spirit. And I'm sure that all our children will benefit a lot from your learning. Tell me, with this intervention that you've done with the police, right, what is the big learning that you've had from there?
There's a lot of learning actually, because they are the actual persons who work on ground.
Right.
I'm just a trainer who can, says yes, this is
Right.
how you can solve a case, this is how you need to work, this is how you can collect evidence and all. But they're
Right.
actually the persons who actually work on ground, who
Right.
actually face the victim or the face the perpetrator over there. So there's a lot of learning over there. Various challenges. Suppose now you're a town, and you might have access to various things, but if you're a village side, not a metropolitan city, you might not have all the infrastructure support on that. So what
Right.
India is good for, known for jugards.
Right.
What jugards can you make over there in the part of investigation? So
Right.
all those things, there was lot of learning with them.
Right. Yeah, and jugaad is a good word, the way it was originally used, which meant grassroots innovation, right? And I want to clarify this for all our young leaders. I personally don't like the word anymore, because in the current context, it basically means quick fix, fixer, or somebody who does the hustling and the fixing and, you know wrong things to make things happen faster. Not the right way. It's not sustainable. The right word is what we teach in our Mojosh Inspirator lessons, which is resourcefulness. And you will see that resourcefulness is in the first three. Can you see the arrow moving on the? This is called the Mojosh Inspirator infinitum, myriad, and you would see that the first virtue under mojo is enlightenment and resourcefulness. Right, resourcefulness is one of the powers that we should continuously develop, because what you can do with resourcefulness you cannot do with all the resources of the world. Right, it's not your resources but your resourcefulness which takes you beyond, which is a character trait. Right, so I think what we need to teach the police or the whoever you train is, how do you become resourceful? How can you be innovative in the way you do things? Right, so just to clarify, jugaad in the original context basically meant that vehicle which was put together because farmers couldn't afford to buy tractors, so they would get different vehicle parts, like a mascot mentor, William Kamkwamba, the boy who harnessed the wind, who got different parts from the scrapyard, from the junkyard, and built a windmill. Right, so similarly, farmers from rural India would get different vehicle parts from here and there, spare parts, thrown away parts, and build a vehicle which was called jugaad. Right, so they were
Okay.
being resourceful, they were being innovative with whatever they had. So the resources were scanty because they didn't even have the resources. They had to go and find the parts, but they were being resourcefulness to find the parts, to find the knowledge about how to put that vehicle together so that they could have a indigenously built kind of a tractor. Right, because they couldn't afford the John Deeres and the Taffes of the world, so they had to be resourceful. They had to, necessity they say is the mother of invention. So that is what jugaad means in its true form. Jugaad in the current context has lost its meaning because it's more like quick fixes, and quick fixes don't take you far. So I think that's a life leadership and learning to learn lesson for all our young leaders and students, and even their parents would be probably watching your session and learning from your session. And I think this is a great learning for parents also, that even if you lost your jobs in IT firms or IT consulting firms, figure out what can you do with all your IT skills, and maybe you can be inspired by Rupesh to start something like what he has done. Right, there is hope. Don't lose hope because you lost a job and because you're not going to get a job again, or it may be difficult to get a job again. Right, but don't lose hope. You can create your own path. And with that, I will pull in Itu and Nishan to have a conversation with you, and I'll become a fly on the wall again, and I'll join you later in the final 5 minutes to just sum up other insights from the interactions with Itu and
Sure.
Nishant, and then Anansh and Tulsi. Over to you, Itu and Nishant.
Namaste, Rupesh, and a very good evening. Very
Namaste.
inspiring to listen to you. And yes, you do, like Jerry sir said, live up to the values of what we preach at Rex Karambir. Right, Rupesh. So, just two, three questions for you. So, the world has become more digitalized, especially during this pandemic. And, of course, there are pros and cons about that. And since you are a cyber awareness trainer and evangelist, as you say, so can you share a couple of your learnings? What are the pros and cons of more digitalization or usage of internet that's happening?
Hey, thank you so much, Nishant, for taking pros and cons both, because many people say only at the pro or say only at the con. So there are many pros and cons. One pro, I'll say you. I'll say simple. You'll agree with me on that. When COVID started, funding was a very big problem. Okay, shifting. You can see the very great example of a film star. How did he help needy people using a digital world? If there wouldn't be a Twitter, if there wouldn't be a Facebook, if there wouldn't be this social platform, would he be able to help or not? It's a big question you should think. Okay, that's a pro thing. You can understand what are the pros of that by that. Next, what is a con? What is a con by that is all the crimes that are happening because of that. Child porn being circulated, everything which is which we see dirty on the internet. A film star in the same internet, a film star who is you know an accused, who is taken as into custody for in a crime of some incident, she is being bullied in that way. That is a con of that. So these two incidents only will explain you clearly what can be good and what can be bad for using internet.
Right. So I think the youth and people need to be more aware of this, and awareness can
Yes.
help prevent.
Yes,
Right.
see, you see today, TikTok is not there, but the TikTok, the Instagram, and now their TikTokers have become now Instagrammers, the YouTubers. How they have built their journey? Using the internet only, they have built their journey. If you use internet for a good cause, if you use it perfectly for positively, you can build a brilliant career with that. And Wikipedia, Wikipedia, it's a very big organization. What is it's built of? It's totally on the grassroots of internet only. How many people have got knowledge from Wikipedia? Millions of users are there who are beneficiaries of Wikipedia. Like that, internet, if used, it's a great platform.
Thank you for clarifying that, Rupesh. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Right. So, Rupesh, you're a young leader and who's on a mission, and you're also a trainer for cyber awareness. So, you also talk about the importance of mentorship in your journey. So, can you share a little more insights on that? And also, I wanted to know in the last 1 year, what are, since you've started this whole initiative, what are the personal qualities that you have worked on to become a better version of yourself?
Sure. So as I say, I'm a mentor because now I initially started as a single person, but now I have a group of volunteers who help me in doing my work in XYZ, whatever form they do. So the coordination there, I need to have a leadership skill because I need to coordinate with them. They also, I need to make sure that they are also working with the same passion and dedication with which I work, or I expect them to work. So that maintaining of that level of dedication and that teamwork, because teamwork, see, now I my mindset is different. A female male barrier comes over there. I also need to maintain their privacy is also over there, because someone extra intruded his, because I need to be very much careful over there. That thing is one. Next thing is what I have learned n number of things, n number of, because it's a journey. It's not, I not, it is not that I have learned, okay, हाँ हो गया बस हो गया अपन को कुछ नहीं पढ़ना है. No, this is wrong thing. Till your death, till your death, you will be learning X or Y Z thing. With the events that are happening outside of you, COVID has taught n number of things. A teacher who just used to use the blackboard, which is similar like the one behind me, now also need to use how to perform good Zoom thing, how to use a Google Meet and all those. He need to learn that. It's a need of the day. You need to go with the technology, or you go with the current situation, or else you'll become like Nokia didn't adopt the latest things. You know what happened with Nokia. So you will become like that. You need to keep yourself updated, then only the society or the current situation will accept you, or else you will be lost back. I don't say you, there won't be your existence. People who trust in you will be having trust in you, but you will lose the field or the your existence, current, that existence of yours in the current society.
Thank you, Rupesh, for sharing that. And that's what we call learning to learn, is what you were
Yes.
mentioning. And as Albert Einstein also says, the day you stop learning is the day you start dying, right?
Yes.
So, my last question to you is champion who's on a mission, there will be tough times and hardships. And I'm sure you in your journey have also faced that. And that's what our slug line for Mills is also, which is when winds of change blow, most hide behind walls. Only few choose to harness the wind to build windmills. So you've shared what inspired you to start, but what inspires you to keep going?
What inspires me to keep going is to see the positive messages. Suppose now I have helped some person, the vibes, the bro, you have helped me because of, if you wouldn't be there, I would be in this way. So that inspires me. The help or the service that I'm giving with my work to people and enabling them to be protected, because nowadays internet, you cannot imagine how wrong it can go. It can just ruin your life. It can make you go and commit suicide also. That much hard it can go with you. So that inspires me a lot. I have saved a person from doing that such stuff. That is one reason I can say. And next thing is what helps me in growing and all. What barriers, or say what barriers I have faced. I have faced a number of barriers. First barrier would be for any, if you are a social change maker, if you are a social entrepreneur, you must have definitely heard this from your family, or at least your mother or father, because it's for society. How everyone will say, yes, society is very bad. I agree with that. Society is very bad. Kya my, I'm saying it in Hindi so that you can understand it very muchly. Kya पाएगा तुझे? You're doing for someone else. What is the benefit to you? वो लोग तुझे पूछेंगे भी नहीं अगर तुझे कुछ हो गया. Because you here, when I started my journey, like I'm gonna be a social change maker or a social entrepreneur, I did my aims, or the motive why I started this. Did I start because I wanted something from the opposite person? Did I start because of that? So the reasons why you started need to be first. You need to sit down and think why you want to start this. And when you are in that tough situations, when you face a lot of negativity, lot of things, when you're in your tough times, those reasons, which the you can say, or aims of your organization, or aim, the vision, mission, or whatever you write for your organization, those things only will help you to keep yourself motivated, to keep growing, because those,
Very,
all your questions have answers in those things only.
very, very heartfelt. And uh, please keep continuing the work that you're doing and wish you all
Thank
the best. Thank you for sharing your learning so candidly. That will help the youth. Over to Itu ma'am to ask you a few more questions.
Namaste, Rupesh.
you. Namaste, madam.
Wonderful listening to you, and I think you, the kind of work that you're doing, it's the need of the hour, and the kind of awareness that you're bringing about with the police, with the people that you're working with is absolutely brilliant, and there's a long way for all of us to go on that path. And I'm glad that you're part of that journey. So, Rupesh, I'd like to ask: have you seen the Netflix movie Social Dilemma?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So that is one of the peep into the world of manipulative, disruptive machination of internet and
Yes,
the social media. What's the Instagram making you do? What's the social media making you do? And you delve on the point that the pros and the cons. So here the cons are very, very dangerous, as you said. And do you think that you will work on the fact that people understand the cons more than pros, because the cons are very dangerous. The pros are for everyone to enjoy, but the cons are very dangerous because cons have a impact on our mental health. And as you had rightly said, a lot of people have ended up committing a suicide, or there are body shaming issues. There are a whole lot of mental health issues related to it. So in your trainings, is mental health, the cons, a major part of it?
yes,
Because
yes. Yes,
because
yes. You have taken a right point, and we do have. So
Hmm,
currently, also we are running a campaign named as Cyber Vakil campaign. It's a one, because I said October, we celebrate October a lot.
hmm,
So on this, if you see 22nd, this is tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 23rd, we are having a mental health camp also, in which how we are taking psychologists from Hyderabad Central University, the HOD of there. She is gonna talk on our platform what impact does this cause on mental health, and how do you over it. See, I'll tell you, ये हो जाएगा, हो रहा है भाई, मैं भी जानता हूँ हो रहा है, क्या करना चाहिए, that is what I need. So we
true.
focus on that. You should, because see, you will find everywhere. Social Dynama has come, Jamtara series has come, lot of things have come. All of no, ye ho raha hai. All many people, you'll agree with me that every bank must have sent you that a message stating that in OTP नहीं शेयर करना है, और हाँ नहीं शेयर करना है, होने पे क्या होगा ये नहीं जानते लोग, क्या क्या हो सकता है ये नहीं जानते. People don't know about that. ये करने पे क्या होगा, those they don't know that. Because of that, many crimes are happening. As of my survey, it can be false also, because talking with the survey or with the exposure I have been to. People they have shared OTP. They know that because of sharing this can happen. No, मुझे नहीं पता कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है. They will say that हाँ सर मुझे पता है OTP share नहीं करनी है. I know that I am not supposed to share OTP, or not supposed to do this, but I didn't know that this can also happen with me.
Hmm,
So covering all that multitude of things is also very much important.
hmm,
So we
hmm.
do have a lot on mental health also
Yeah, because
nowadays. Yes, we sorry, ma'am, Ritu ma'am, for
no,
that.
no, go
And
ahead.
yeah, so we have something in psychology. Now we are getting a new term added into that called as cyber psychologist. It's a new
Yes.
field to explore. I'm also exploring that a lot, and because I want to be a certified cyber psychologist also, I'm also exploring. So a new field of psychology is coming in the way. It's on the way, still
Yeah,
going to build, but yes,
yeah,
field of
yeah.
cyber psychology is going to come.
Yeah. I'm just going to read out what I have, researched about this, movie, this aspect, because I do work on mental health as well. So, so what happens when you interfere with the system? Our brains are being manipulated and even rewired by algorithms. that are being designed to get our attention, to make us buy things, distorted ideas about world and ourselves. So the people who made this narrative of, or the documentary of social dilemma, also made something, movies like Chasing Ice and Chasing corals, about these two issues of the ice and the corals, climate issues. And this is also Chasing Us. So this is a make believe world which is absolutely interfering with the mental health, more so of the youth, more so of the girls than the boys. That's what the statistic says. So I'm wanting to ask you that, you spoke about the netizen, you spoke about the internet etiquette. There's an etiquette to it. How
Yes.
many of us are even aware of that? I think that awareness is also very, very important. So what are you doing something in that? Because it's again a very niche, new area, very new area.
Yes, definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking those points. I would like to add some story on that, so that it's, see, whatever is happening now is not anything new. It is the same, but
Mm.
that is happening in digital form. So the way, the words which you use, the changing of our mindset also. So what would happen before the digital era started? We used to have newspapers. The front page would decide our actions. What brand are we gonna buy? What articles are we going to use, what how should our lifestyle be. The front page, or the newspaper, whatever ads we used to see, that used to decide our things. The same is happening now. Whatever you see on social media, that decides what you're going to choose, or on your digital platform, on your YouTube or anywhere, the ads that, or whatever you see there, that decides your action on that. So it's the same, but the mechanism or mode of execution has changed. That's the one thing. Next thing is coming to ethics or anything. So now you see, if you I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share, but I think I won't have access. So if you go to, just open your Play Store, go to Facebook app, they will have a rating. It says 12 plus. 12 plus means you are in 10th or above standard. Agree with, if a child below 12 is seeing, do you have a Facebook account or not, you will definitely have. People start creating it in 5th class standard also nowadays. Google account, Android phone है मतलब Google account तो होना ही होना है. If a child is having a phone, Google account is a must, and otherwise he can't even operate that phone. So that
Yeah.
you are exposing your child to that content which is, he is not eligible even. Facebook,
Right.
if they have set that age factor, they have, they don't just say हाँ 12 से लगा, they don't do like that. They have done a lot of research. They have done a lot of ground level work, and they might have set that age limit, that it
Mm.
should be used by 12 plus years age student only, age person only. So that kind of, that level should be maintained. So if a person before that age is only started using it, it means that he is not mentally ready. That can be one reason, that he's not mentally ready. If someone goes on Facebook, takes your photo and does write something on that, it's a thing that you might feel bad, you might getting depressed. There are things can happen, go wrong also. So that's
Yeah.
the reason they have set that factor on that. So that needs to be compulsory kept in mind. And also, because of various games that happen like PUBG and various other games, people, the peace, I feel, it's again my personal opinion, I feel that the peace harmony is changed, because you are 24 hours isko maro, isko maro, isko maro, isko maro. In your mind you have set in that, like, ha mar peet he, this is a solution for our problems. So
Yeah.
you are building that what do you say, non peace, that violence inside you. Whatever you see online, suppose you have posted something, how dare you post this, you'll start your bullying on that, you'll start using harsh words on that. Why? One thing is, you think internet is an open platform, you can, it's ghar ka, ghar ka maal hai, you can do anything on that, doesn't matter. Okay, next thing, your ethics, you do not have cyber ethics. Now talk to me in person, see an MLA on ground, he's sitting on a stage, how much dare do you have to go and tell to him? Will
Mm.
you even dare? You won't dare. But if he is putting a post on social media, you will have a dare. You will comment on it, sir. You will use whatever words you want. I don't want to use those words here. So you will use all the words that you want to use. That gap, digital platform is making on that. Again, similar example I'll give you. Suppose now I'm talking to you on this Zoom call. If I'm meeting you in person, I'll have that nervousness kind of thing. But the same thing if I'm having on internet, there is no nervous. There is no concept of nervousness itself. देखा जाएगा. There's no, that concept also doesn't come even. You're open to say anything. So your ethics also go there कि अपन बोलते हैं बड़े को दिखे तो नमस्कार करना चाहिए. Your parents teach that and all. That no one will teach you that when you're on social media how you should behave. कौन बताया?
Such
Who
an
who
important
taught us? Yes,
aspect. Such
you
an
should teach your children that this is not a good thing. आपको बड़ा चाहे ऑनलाइन बाहर आपको मिल रहा है या ऑनलाइन, that ethic is to be taught. Definitely, I feel that.
lovely, lovely. That etiquette and ethics of internet is a very, very important integral part of learning. And you're in that space. Thank you for bringing that to more and more youngsters, because people my era and generation still feel nervous even on internet. कि preparation है कि नहीं, कर रहे हैं ठीक कि नहीं, बोल रहे हैं ठीक कि नहीं. But my last very short question to you is that you're working in the space of social entrepreneurship. You're working in the space of bringing your work and bring your product to the person who is at the bottom of the pyramid. And in social entrepreneurship, it doesn't mean that you can't make profits. You make profits, but you give back to even the person at the bottom of the pyramid to be able to bring them up and also to profit yourself. So there is a win-win. And so have you been going to the rural areas? Is your aim or a mission in life to kind of in next few years just go down to the rural areas and teach that person who doesn't know that he could benefit from internet, the small sales, businessman, or that chota sabji wala, or the dhobi, or some
Yes.
village. So are you doing that? And if yes,
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we had a plan to do that in this summer camp because we had a plan that we'll take some volunteers, do a summer camp kind of thing, but and go on with that. But fortunately or unfortunately, that couldn't happen because of this COVID pandemic. But because we cannot stop out because pandemic has come, you need to use how to use the digital platform. So currently, what we are doing at our best is now what we have also, this is also one pain point we have identified. Now you are using Zoom, someone uses WebEx, someone uses Google Meet, someone uses some third party app and all that. So people are getting confused. And if see, I am going to a person who doesn't even know how to use a Facebook and how to use that things properly, how can I assume that he will be able to? So we thought of that is because 90 not one, I don't know the exact count, majority of the audience uses Android phone. Probably if there's no era of Nokia now, there are barely people who will be using Nokia. So you're using an Android phone, and a mandatory application on that is YouTube. YouTube will have definitely on that. So we are creating now modules on YouTube, and with the help of SHGs, there is something known as self-help groups, which
yes,
groups, they make self-help groups. In every village you'll find their self-help groups. So we are, it's still in process, we are in building of that. So we want to connect those self-help groups, take them a session with them, take them this video, आप ये video देखिए. We are asking them what mistakes are you doing. I'll share a small case study. You'll think that why is the need of this. A month back, an incident happened with one of my sub juniors of my college. She called me and said, sir, it happened with his father. My father was using his smartphone. He is into some politics. So by mistake, a video got forwarded in a group where politicians, higher officials are there. And that video is not a good video. It has some abusive content in that. His father didn't know that WhatsApp has a feature called delete. Recently released WhatsApp delete for everyone feature is there. He didn't know about that. So अब हो गया, what video चले गया, अब क्या करूं मैं? His father didn't had food for 2 days. Answer is very simple. You just need to go click on the long press on that, delete on everyone and say apology, sorry, by mistake it has come. It is very simple, but he didn't know that knowledge, that because he's using digital platform, he's using WhatsApp में call आ रहा है, message कर रहे हैं, but the advanced, if something goes wrong, what can be done, those things also must be known, right? So that I think this example will exactly give you why digital awareness is required. क्यों अगर आप अपन जो फोन के अंदर यूज कर रहे हैं उसके बारे में जानकारी लेना क्यों जरूरी है? Why is that very much important? Because in what situation you will be tomorrow, you don't know. By mistake you have done something, it is you don't have any malicious intent on your mind. By mistake it has happened, but what do you do with that? How much ma'am was saying about mental health, how much mentally he was ill. He didn't had food for 2 days. He's not like me or your person. He is a, around a 50 years old person. He's not having food for two days. How much physical strength? And not only that one person, because of that his wife is worrying, his daughter is worrying.
Hmm.
Okay, so you can see how much impact with that. If it is a joint family, you can see whole family are sitting with that. Ye kya ho gaya? So that kind of impact can come. Also here, people also must be aware, things can go wrong also. Do not take internet so seriously. Whatever you see on internet is not to be that much meant seriously. That also one point I would like to share here. Whatever you see internet need not be true. You are seeing a video now, but that video can be of 2 years back also. It's not, you do not link that. Now a flood situation is happening in Hyderabad. Videos are coming, a lot of videos are coming. We have been continuously reporting on that. We are 24 hours on surveillance seeing a crocodile video is coming, that is coming from somewhere. Yeah, they have seen crocodile in Hyderabad. Oh my God, havoc situation is creating. Some airport having water situation. Shamshabad airport mein pani hai. Havoc situation is creating. A lot of things happen like that. So you need to be very very vigilant with when using internet. Do not trust. First is trust factor. Internet is anonymous thing. Anyone from anywhere can come and share anything on you. So you need to be very much vigilant when you are using internet.
Lovely. Take it with a pinch of salt, as we say.
Yes.
And Rupesh, when you're reaching out to self-help groups, reach out to me. I'll put you on to someone, an organization that I've worked. They've got the largest number of self-help groups in the country.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam.
I will. Yeah. You're doing wonderful work. Keep doing it. All the best.
Thank you.
Ansh and Tulsi can go ahead and ask questions.
Yes, Ansh and Tulsi, please go ahead. Thank you, Itu ma'am. Thank you, Nishant.
Thanks, Jerry.
Ansh, go ahead, please. Ansh and Tulsi.
Tulsi.
I think they are on mute.
I'm sure they can hear us.
Ansh will have to do it fast, please, because Rupesh has to leave by 5:20. Tulsi, Ansh.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi,
Am I
Ansh.
audible?
Yes, yes.
Hello, Rupesh. With one question I had to ask about this Cyber Jagriti Foundation. That where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with this organization?
I don't want to go on by. I want to just be in the same, educating people what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
Helping people prevent going into the hands of these fraudsters is what I see. After 10 years also, I want to be, it's very hard to be in the same position. So I just want to be in this same pace, helping people and serving them, and also learning a lot. Because every day I need to get, because I'm educating someone else, I need to be updated with the knowledge and what our technologies everyone is having. So that's what.
Okay, and another question from me is I've been a victim of many cyber attacks, or I would say frauds, which happened on the e-commerce websites mostly. So there have been a situation where my money was not returned to my bank account, but I just got involved without giving my OTP to the person who was committing the fraud.
Did you approach the police?
Yes, I did approach the cybersecurity department for that, and they said they would give me a call back, or they would just inform me about the details, but nothing happened. So what?
No. Did you register an FIR? That's what I'm asking. Approaching police, everyone will go police ke andar jaake aina. Did you register an FIR? That is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Registration of FIR is very much required, because I'll say you, there are many loopholes. It's very sad to say, India is still, in this development phase of which, we are not having, perfect law enforcement and all those things. That's the reason, people like me need to come forward and take out that work. So one thing is, when you're doing anything on that, right? The officer, if you're just going and telling him, sir, yes, ho gaya, so he will not, because see, there are n number of, it's a city. We don't have actually about on 10 persons there should be one policeman. There are something stats like that, but we do not have that much of police power, manpower in that police department. So they are flooded with a number of cases, and they will only take up few cases, which are easy to solve, or which has some any kind of financial benefit to them, or anything like that, which can help them in their own, because they are again becoming things, they are seeing their personal benefit in that, which actually they should not do. So that things happen. So first thing I ask anyone is to go and write an FIR. Okay, FIR is must, then only that police person will have a pressure to work on that. If you just go and come back, and that's not going to happen. Next thing, okay, so be very much vigilant, because see, a mistake has happened with you, you are being hurt. Okay,
Yes.
you got and met into an accident, you are hurt, you know that fact. So you, it's not, you know, thing maar lage. So if you are hurt, then you need to go with the pain, you need to wait until it heals, all those things. But continuously applying of medicine and all those things are definitely required. See, cyber crimes take a lot of time. These issues, it's not actually, law enforcement are also sometimes very much helpful, because if it's say you are using internet, the server is somewhere in XYZ place, they don't get responded. Take the example of Facebook and Twitter only, they are not Indian origin companies. If the law enforcement also ask them for request, they take months and months of time to respond to the request. If I asked to block this profile ID, this is creating a lot of chaos in the society, they take months of time to do it. And by the time they block it, whatever work they want to do, it's already done. So there, so these things, we as a society, can need to work on that. Suppose now there's a Facebook profile, suppose 100 block requests are coming on that, the AI or the automated technology, whatever they're having, that will automatically respond on that. So we can develop that kind of thing. That's the reason I'm running the cyber jagrati, because yes, I know the pain points of, what the law enforcement can have. So upon that, with the help of law enforcement, you cannot do anything without their help. That is one thing you need to always keep in mind. Do not go anything because you are not authorized to do that stuff. Okay, you need to go with the law enforcement, have a complaint with them. Along with that, help them also to grow, because they are also helpless. If Facebook is not giving their, what is their job? They can send a notice to them, give the details. They are not giving, that's not, we cannot, you're not doing the job. That's not in their hand. They don't have the control of that things. There are a few more things like that. So if you act on that, and next thing is you need to be very, very careful. you know I sometimes, get very much anger, get opposite on that. See, before using the internet, did you go to police station and ask about those things, what are services you have and all those things? Suppose you want to buy a car now, you'll do lots of research on that and start then. So whenever you take a new thing, you start something new, you'll do a lot of things. But why, when you're starting the internet, why you don't do that? Suppose you want to open a Facebook account, you won't do the research which is to be done. You won't worry, you won't think, suppose something goes wrong on that Facebook, so whom should I, is there any call helpline number? If you're booking some order, if you're booking, I'm coming to your e-commerce thing. If you're booking some order, did you search whether there is a contact number given on that? Can I call that number and ask if the order is not coming? What, you should get these questions. Not only on e-commerce, if you're going to somewhere also. No, if you're going somewhere on food, you're seeing some shop, and if there, you should know that, tomorrow this person might be here and or might not be there. So whatever things you check there, you do the trial, everything over there, and then only you buy the product. But when it comes to online, why are you so careless? That is one thing, you should think of. So, and if the number is working, that call that number and see whether it's working or not. So there's a mistake from your end, so definitely you will take help. So nowadays we are having online portals also, cybercrime.gov.in. It's a very amazing portal developed by the ministry. You should definitely complain on that and take their help. Also, please cooperate with them also, because they are also having a lot of issues. As said, these jurisdiction issues and a lot of those things. I hope I have answered your question, Ansh.
Yes, to very much extent. Thank you so much. And I would like to appreciate the good work you're doing, and please
Pleasure,
keep
pleasure.
on doing the work. Okay.
Hello,
Yes, hello.
am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Good
you're audible.
evening,
Good
Rupesh
evening.
sir. I
Namaste.
just wanted to ask that what are your plans towards the rural rural areas? Because
Mm-hmm.
now in this developing country, the people from villages also uses Android phones, but they are not aware of the social crimes. So, what are your plans towards that?
Yes. So a part of this question I have already answered while my talk with Itu ma'am, because we are using that YouTube thing. Next thing is we are coming with, like, we are using this concept of Robin Hood Army. I'm not sure how many of you know that there's an organization named Robin Hood Army, which is quite famous with their work. it's the army. We are also trying to build such army in this mechanism, and for that we are starting something known as cyber safety internship. Okay, for school children we are developing modules for school children, not for more specifically with the school teachers also, because a lot of things when we have seen is the adults don't know. When going before going to the children, we want adults to get educated also over there, because at the suppose something happens wrong with you, okay, you might go to your friend or something. At the end there is some possibility that you will also reach out to your parent or some adult person over there. So that is one thing. So we are having plans. So this current month, 1 month campaign which we are running, cyber vakil campaign, in this we have developed a lot of content. So we are looking of how we can develop sustainable thing from this content which we have developed. And again, language barrier is one thing. A lot of things, barriers are there. There are a lot of pain points. So we are still planning in a work of plan. It's still a journey. So we are definitely having a plan to reach out to rural area also. Before we go to rural area, we also want to do a survey with, actually there are happening crimes there or not. As of my knowledge, there are definitely happening crimes, but we are still waiting for the NCRB. We have requested the government to give us the details of NCRB. There is one board, National Records Crime Records Bureau, NCRB. So from there where the crime gets recorded. But what happens in the cyber crimes is many of the complaints don't get recorded. That's the reason there is some ups and downs which we are having. But definitely the only pain point which we are having is, because now I want to deliver my session, I need some common mechanism. Suppose it's a school, I can talk to the school person and get in touch with them. But when it comes to the normal audience over there, there is no such thing. One thing is which Itu ma'am also said, is ASHG. So we are trying to go with SHGs currently.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tulsi. Thank you, Rupesh. Very nice. I'm
Thank
happy
you.
to
Thank you
see
so much,
all
sir.
the work you're doing, and thank you so much. Namaste once again. And I think what we should do is we should synergize, because we are doing a lot of work in schools, and happy to take what you're doing into schools through the Rex Karmavir Global Scholar Fellowship, where we are basically imparting volunteering and life lessons, the same thing that we are doing today with where we are recording your session for the Mojosh Inspirator Life Leadership and learning to learn lessons for all our young leaders and students who are graduates and graduating. But we are also taking this into schools, and I'm happy with the concept of the cyber intern army that you're planning, because we are also planning something like that with the Ahimsa Army Anonymous, which is more about uh, you know creating cells in residential complexes to address issues of domestic violence and marital rape, etc., crimes against women. In
Ours is also same, sir. Just
Yes,
add the word cyber. We are the same. We are on the same track.
very nice. So we should surely synergize. And I was very happy to listen to you where you were explaining to Nishant that don't rest on your laurels, don't think that you arrived, don't think that you achieve perfection. It completely resonates with our thoughts, and I'm happy to see that those thoughts are percolating into rippling out into all our fellows who are further taking it out, because perfection, like we always say in the Rex Karmovil Global Fellowship portals, is the biggest lie of the world. There is no such thing as perfection. It's a lie well sold, right? What you can do is you can strive to excel, you can pursue excellence. Not that you'll ever become the most excellent also, but you pursue it because it's a continuous journey. And Kaizen, which is the Eastern concept, continuous improvement. How do we continuously improve? And I'm happy to note that you're practicing all of those values and principles and developing solid character, which will further build on your competence as a cyber activist, a cyber evangelist. Because the whole idea is continuously learn and build up more and more competence. And there was somewhere where you spoke about cyber psychology, right? It's already there. If I want to study anybody, I just go and read them, especially on Facebook. Because on LinkedIn, most people
By the content you are posting, I can assume what kind of
more
person is.
more more than the content that they're not posting.
Okay.
right? You can tell what that person is. Like, is the person taking stands with social issues, or if he's taking stands, what are his biases, what are his prejudices? And I was just discussing this with my saner half last night, that I have unfriended a lot of friends in the past 2 weeks after this Tanishk and this Hathras issue, right? Not because they were not speaking out against the rape, but because they were trying to say that Congress is better. I don't agree, because Congress did the same during the Nirbhaya incident, where there were water cannons used against students. So how are they better than the BJP? They're the same nonsense. They're the same crap, right? So if you're saying Congress is better, it shows me that you're aligned wrongly. Not worth it, because for you, and then you have people saying Bill Clintons were better than Trump. Clintons were so involved with Jeffrey Epstein, who was running a child sex trafficking racket, right? So how is that alignment working? And why was he there in all those parties where there were where there were children who were being paraded as some kind of uh, I mean, for paraded for sexual predators to prey on, right? So it shows me who you are. And I think that's the reason that you need to be careful about who you align with on social media also, right? And I think that's a great learning from this movie, which I've not seen the movie the wholly, because I mean I've known this for a long time, because the Facebooks, the Instagrams of the world, they even said that 14 is the right age for being on Facebook or Instagram. And I remember parents once arguing with me that why, when Facebook and Instagram are saying 14 is the right age, why are you saying 16? The school has not sent any directive. And I was like, does the school have to tell you how to do everything? What are you parents for then? Right?
Is the because they are not in the shoes.
Right. Just because Zuckerberg says, or whoever says that 14 is the right age, does it mean it's the right age? They will say whatever. Tomorrow they'll say 12 is the right age, just because they want to get more traffic on their websites,
That's
right?
business.
But what are they doing to your kids? And do you know there's such a lot of cyber bullying happening, cyber sex happening, cyber sexual predators who are there, who are waiting not just for girls, they're also there to prey on your boys, because pedophilia is one of the biggest rackets running on social media. Forget the dark web and the deep web, where it's a huge dirty evil business, but it's also there on social media. So if you do a close scrutiny, you will see that Facebook, Instagram has certain people who pose as something, but they're not that, right? And then you have troll armies with a lot of fake IDs, right? So we all know it, but somewhere I think again, it boils down to action against apathy till it hits you hard. So I think that's very good awareness that you're bringing about. And I think people have to understand their vulnerability again, and understand that how do you kind of work on social media. So what I was trying to tell you is that cyber psychology is already there. So if you even study, like, who is this guy posing with, that tells you who that guy is, right? So I'm on a group called something Africa Asia group it is. Yeah. And on the Africa Asia group, there are some Indians, right, who are very, very rabid, communal, Hindutva type of people, right? Couple of them, and I'll name them. Why feel shy? Couple of the One guy is a very senior guy, probably in his 60s. He's also the the president and chief mentor of something called Trans India Chambers of Commerce or something. His name is Sanjay Bide, right? Sanjay Bide gets very teased whenever I say something against Modi, like he is Modi's guardian or something, right? And today I posted something where a lady who's a Saraswat Brahmin has got married to a Muslim gentleman, and he took offense to that again. But what he's not realizing is that by doing that, he's exposing the bigotry that he has grown up with and the bigotry that he lives with. So I think people don't realize that they expose themselves with their posts, with their photos, right? Imagine one of the guys who's a bigot and who's a completely communalized, hate spewing person in that same group. Chap
That's very
called,
very Jerry sir. I would like to add some points over there.
Yeah.
You might have seen, because you have taken these points of trolling and with in context with the religious things. You might have seen a lot of people who are watching us. You might have seen a lot of places. You see, with the act that just happened, Hathras case
Right.
in Russia में अगर ये होता,
Hmm.
you'll see posts. If it would be Russia, there is direct killing of that. Go and check on Russia website once. They have this. They do not have anything such, because you do not know how many of, why would one person, layman person, I am being a cyber lawyer, a lawyer in India also will carry a book, a law book, because you cannot remember all the laws and regulations and all,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
A lawyer is in that position, and some social media fellow, if some page is telling you that in Russia this like logs will be there, or if this incident happened in some other country, this action would be taken. What is India doing that? What is so Communist Party or something doing that? So you should be very much vigilant of this kind of fake circulations that are happening.
No, absolutely. And
These are because
I think it's also very important to name them and shame them and expose them, because these some of these guys are also paid trolls. I don't know if you
yes,
understand that besides the fake trolls, which is the troll army run by BJP or Congress or Aam Aadmi Party, they all have their troll armies. Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, has a known serial sexual harassment offender and a sexual predator called Vijay Nair, who is their PR and communication expert. Vijay Nair is the same person who founded something called uh, Only Much Louder, which is an entertainment and a talent management agency, and Insider.in. And then, because he was called out in the Me Too harassment cases, he was told to exit from the companies. And now he's the advisor for PR and social media to Aam Aadmi Party. And when in one of the interviews, Atishi, who's a woman, was asked that how do you have a sexual predator like that in your Aam Aadmi Party, which talks about not being corrupt and being holier than thou. She said, we don't know anything like this. And he continues to be there. It takes you one Google search to know who Vijay Nair is, right?
yes,
Now,
yes.
now there's another guy
Also, yes,
in this other same group that I spoke about, where we are talking about this guy called Bide. There's another guy called Sujay Pillai. Now, Sujay Pillai is a sycophantic subservient civil servant. And when I just to know who he is, when I went through his Facebook, I saw him actually falling down at the feet of many ministers, like he's their slave or something. If you're a civil servant, behave with dignity, right? It's there on his Facebook. So then I know I don't even want to engage in a debate with you, because I know exactly who you are. And to quote George Bernard Shaw, never wrestle with pigs. They love it. You end up getting dirty. But it's very important to know who these guys are, because you need to call them out, and you need to make people aware and beware of these people, because even people like Sadhguru, they have troll armies, paid trolls, fixed trolls, fake trolls, right?
yeah,
So
they have a
they,
standard PR agency.
even if you write against Sadhguru, like a whole army of trolls will come after you. They'll even harass you in your inbox. Like I'm often called rice convert Christian. I've never understood the context. And then I don't have the patience now to explain to anybody that I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in any religion. I don't believe in any God. All humbug nonsense, bunkum. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, it's good work you're doing, and I'm very happy that you're doing it, and we are very happy to align with you, and we should find those synergies. And I'm very happy to see that you're living all these principles that we espouse as the Mojo Inspirator at the, because Mojo Inspirator is a noun and a verb, and you are a Mojo Inspirator by your actions, and your actions speak louder than your words. And I would like to conclude by asking you to identify 3 values in the figure that you see on the slide, which you think that you practice and you live on in your day-to-day life.
Yes. So one thing would be knowledge and wisdom.
Hmm.
Okay, because yeah, see, knowledge and wisdom are two things which you should definitely have.
Right.
Whether it's not in context of cyber or non-cyber, anywhere you go, you should have knowledge and
Absolutely.
wisdom.
And that's exactly what I was speaking and reflecting in the last panel with another youth mentor, where I was saying that the only reason people respect you is not because you're 70 years old or 17 years old or 7 years old, is because you have the subject matter, you have the content, and you can hold
Yes.
your fort on that. Very nice. Excellent. Next.
Yes. Next thing is bravery,
Yes.
because tolerance you should not tolerate. So if something is going wrong, do not think, "Arey, kya hoga?" Just may you will only get blamed of that. See, attempt is mandatory. Attempt is what matters. People know, because we when we had freedom fighting started, It was hundreds of years. If in the first year, if someone would have thought, we are not going to get this thing, do you think would we have got the freedom? No. So bravery is definitely required. Again, in that there are a lot of things we should consider and all. Bravery is next thing, I would say, definitely. And third thing is love. Love, or I'm not finding the word peace anywhere. I'll take love in the form of peace only. So love is definitely is required, because the more peaceful you are, the one thing is that your health will be that much only, your actions and the environment around you will also be like that. There's one thing called the monkey thing. Okay, the monkey does as we do. So the if you love, you'll receive love. If you are spreading hatred, you will, what you'll get. I need not
Very
answer that.
excellent. Thank you. Brilliant. Very nice. So you have to have the bravery to stand up for your convictions and take a stand. Very nice. Excellent. And the third,
Love.
love. Okay. So you want to kind of you choose love, not hatred, not discrimination, love and oneness and humanity. Very nice. I can't help but share this reflection, and I think this is a learning for all our young leaders, our young students, and our children, and people who would be attending the Mojo Spirit of Life Leadership and Learning to Learn lessons, and more so for their parents. I'm observing a trend here, and you know 3 days back I was very moved. And when I say moved, I mean it was very heartwarming and really warmed the cockles of my heart to listen to a young boy called Mamoon Rashid, who really comes from a humble background again, and is out there to prove his mettle, not because he wants some accolades or some more laurels or recognition or awards, but because he wants to make a difference in our society. And I'm seeing the same thing in you. So, and that's probably what inspired me to write the Karmakari Kid Power book also, right? Which is that, let's learn from these children who don't come from so-called great Indian middle class families and who have everything, and right. But I'm seeing a certain hunger, a certain desire, a certain fire, a lot of inner fire to give back and contribute more. And I think this is a great learning for all of us as parents, that let's let's develop and nourish that hunger, that desire, that inner fire to do more, not just to earn more, to have a fancy career and just climb the ladder and become career mules, but to become contributors, to become champions of change, and to become people who are really making a difference in our society as conscious, caring citizens. And I think that's the big lesson for all our young leaders, our students. I've seen that fire in Rupesh, I've seen that fire in Mamoon, and I think that's a great lesson for all of us also. Uh, I mean, all the youth mentors have a lot of promise as far as the talent is concerned and the character is also concerned. But over here, I'm seeing much more, fire and desire to make a difference and make a contribution. And I think that this is because they have felt that pain. They've gone through that mill. They've gone through that drill. They've gone through that grill. They've understood suffering. And like the Bhagavad Gita rightly says, empathy and consciousness is understanding the suffering of others without it happening to you. And most can't understand the suffering of others because they've not felt that pain. And this is a classic learning from this particular program, because now we've had in the past 3 days, Mamoon and Rupesh are just reinforcing this for me, that hunger, that desire to be more is more with the children and the kids who come from the underserved and unserved communities. I can proudly say I'm one of them, because I also come from a very underserved, unserved community, especially after losing my father. And we've gone through the mill, so I can relate with it. And I think that's a big lesson for all the parents, that don't give it to them too easy. Don't let them earn it. Don't make them feel that they're entitled to more. No, they have to earn it. You have to earn your place in the sun and earn your place for everything under the sun. That's my final life leadership and learning to learn lesson in this particular panel. Thank you. Over to you, Rupesh, for any closing insight, and then we shall close. And Rupesh, I would like to convey my love and regards to your parents. Do give them our namaste and our salam. Rupesh, are you still there?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Am
can
I
do you have,
audible and visible also?
yeah. Tell us what are your father's and mother's name? Mother's and father's name,
Yeah, my father's and mother's name are Sham and Kiran.
and what do they do?
My mother is a homemaker and my father is a businessman.
Okay. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much, Nishant, Itu ma'am, and Jerry sir for giving me this opportunity to share my views, my experience with all of you, and I hope you all also will definitely be a cyber vigilant or a netizen, because now you're all citizens, but there's a this world now requires netizens. You to become netizens. I hope you all will become netizens. And it's a long journey. A lot of things you need to learn, unlearn also. Spread as much peace as you can, and be vigilant when you are outside. Knowledge and because the last three words which I chose are the thing which not only in the perspective of, because we have been speaking on the term of cyber a lot of things, not about the cyber. If you're living your life in normal way also, these things are must required. If it's in the out of the context of cyber also, the ethics what you have define you, it will only ask, be helpful to you. If you're not having ethics, if you're not having the proper things, maybe I might not be in that and the platform which I'm currently also. That's that ethics and the beliefs that you have. The If you're starting something, because I see if you are on this platform, you are having something to start, you are willing to start something, and you are somewhere stuck. You are somewhere having something for which you are trying to find answers. So do not worry about those things. It's okay. Sometimes not knowing things also is okay. It's not that every time you should know everything. Sometimes not knowing things also is fine. Just continue the work
Not
until
sometimes,
and
but most times, because you can't know everything, right? So excellent.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So knowing everything is not every time required. So if you don't know, if you're not, because when I started my journey, I didn't know that what will happen after that. Don't think of the future. आज है, tomorrow हैदराबाद में flood आ गया, सब कुछ बर्बाद हो गया. What can you do? Nothing is in your hands. Future is not in our hands. See what you can do in the current version. What is possible with you. Do take care of your health also, because what happens with many of the entrepreneurs is it with me also. See, you'll grow all these things. So do not do all these things. Take care of your health also and just go forward.
Now I know the secret of Nishant's beard. Okay.
I'd like to add here that what I liked and what is inspiring about you, Rupesh, is, and I'm saying it upfront, is that your calm humility. You're very calm, and your calm humility is very inspiring. So stay so and keep doing the wonderful work that you're doing. And of course, you're going to connect to do some more work.
Namaste and
Definitely,
thank you.
definitely.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Itu. Thank you, Nishant. Thank you, Rupesh. And thank you, Ansh. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.